Hi, in this video, we're going to do the timeline breakdown from the body cam footage of Officer Martin of the South Daytona Police Department. Okay, now, in conjunction with all this, it's a lot of work. This is why they have millions of dollars worth of public hired people, lawyers and stuff, public defenders, or whatever you want to call them, administrators, doing all the work. Okay, these are the forms. This is like, did we do something good? Terrorism awareness for citizens, like technically that applies here. Do you have a complaint? Civil injunctions for protecting against domestic, dating, repeat, and sexual violence and stalking. You know, technically police and those people calling 911. It's good to have all the cards of the people who, you know, that you can get in contact with, because they work for us too. So we can go to them and say, as the superior of the people that are giving us problems, address this please, just as the other citizens call 911 or the police and the personal phones and say, okay, can you help address this please? We have the right to do the same thing. And then you get the body cam footage, the police report that says, you know, you were walking around yelling at people about SWAT stickers. Okay, so with that, the body cam footage for Martin now. And, you know, this is a lot, man. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper here with all the timeline. Okay, and I can't type these. I'm one dude, okay? And keep in mind that I had to do all this to free myself from false charges, which were dropped by Broward County, Mike Saxon, all those crappy ass people there. Okay, so look, the timeline. Officer Martin, body cam, 6/7/20 opens with me being interrogated, you know, by these 3 people due to 2 people who were rude and dangerous and in fear. Okay, at 0.49 second of a minute, 49 seconds, Robin answers my question with a question, you know, in like control, saying she was told twice I was yelling and dismissing my side. Okay, at 1:39, Romero repeatedly asked my name, waste my time, trying to convince me to accept his philosophy on correct name giving, and it's a distraction for me and an inconvenience. And he may be illiterate, because I said North Carolina, and he wrote South Carolina. Okay, and also I explained my name to him multiple times, and he just didn't get it. He had to keep asking, so I think his aptitude is not quick. He may be quick with a gun, but to think, this is why he wrote the paper. He's not adequate, okay? He's incoherent, and he tried to manipulate me in that situation. It's obvious. That's in the video. And at 2 minutes, I am disacknowledged by the 3 as if they have decided and judged me already. Okay, you can see this by their body actions and everything. At 2:36, Martin tells me that the method of the call that they received does not matter. So yes, it does. It matters that if it came from Robin's cell phone to their cell phone, or, you know, or to the dispatch, or, you know, because these people are not allowed to communicate on a personal level, because that takes them out of equality like you and me and gives favoritism. So if Robin's having a problem and she's security while she's also working for the storage, you know, at the same time, and calls them on their personal phone, listen, I don't know if it's an incident that needs call, but, you know, I'm feeling unsafe, can you come check this out? You know, everybody's like, oh, that's okay. But in this case, she fucked me. And that kind of behavior and communication should not be allowed. And this is the same reason why police officers should police their own communities, because if he knows Robin and they have each other's cell number, and at the end she says, oh, did you get the pictures? How did she get the pictures sent to him? Where did she get the pictures from? Okay, so that means if they're communicating together, then why shouldn't everybody in that whole neighborhood greet and meet that policeman and have his personal number too? What makes Robin different than me, that she is an administratively higher up position because of a private job for a private company with a private geographic location that I got kicked out of? How come she gets the administrative equality with the police officer? You see, you got to pay attention to this crap here, and that's wrong right there. That's illegal, and they both should be fired, and aided and abetted charges should apply to them, whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? That's what needs to happen, okay? And now that you've had your fireworks and your libations and you feel like a good American, this is what a real American does. Okay, now 2:36, Martin tells me that the method of call does not matter. Boom, that's wrong right there. He's a bad dude for doing that. Okay, and let's jump to 3:25. He dismisses the whole circumstance. Okay, but now back to 2:41. Okay, Martin, nobody's upset at you. I got you. His words to me. Okay, and this, so he's a social worker and he's a guardian security, gonna help me. Okay, 333 tells me about sidewalk, you know, and it says I know 3 times, you know, whatever. So, oh, if you were on the sidewalk, whatever. But does, you know, doesn't care that I had business there. Okay, 413. Robin dismisses actions I respond to. Okay, and takes side of woman, you know, who was rude and judges me. So she's only concerned with her friend that works for the DMV, not why I was like that in the first place. So I was already judged, and they're taking her side. 421. Robin dismisses the fact that there's no signs in the crappy cone setup. I have to make a map for you. You know, in the parking lot, owned by the center and the storage company, and not under written permission for the DMV to use that. So it's like totally negligent, and they're creating a liability. And this is the small side of it, is me getting attacked in this manner, where somebody else could have had an accident. How are they conducting, you know, things? Anyway, I'm not supposed to talk about all this to the degree, but you see how it breaks down. I got 3 or 4 more pages, so I'm just going to blaze through. I'm not going to describe it, because if we were in court and I had these people on the stand, they'd be fucked. Okay. Martin asked my business. Okay, at 443, I state, okay, so I tell him at 504, I state I'll leave. 517, Robin okays for me to come back and fulfill my obligation, with Martin's affirmation saying, okay, well, if you come back or whatever. That's at 5 minutes and 17 seconds. At 523, Robin states with surety that I am in the wrong place without even taking 5 minutes to check. Okay, and at 6:33, I think it is 32, Robin states indirectly that yelling and responding Robin states indirectly that yelling and responding is worse than getting run over or Nazi'd. Okay, so by her degree and her world, my reaction is worse than the actions that caused me to react. She states that side too, so she's totally freaking ignorant. Okay, Robin is a case closed attitude she's displaying at 6:40. You could tell her body language. You want to look at my body language? I'm going to look at yours now. Okay, at 6:50, Martin affirms with Robin that I'm aggressive and without paperwork. Affirms with Robin that in agreement and without paperwork that I can come back and fulfill my obligations. Okay, so Martin and Robin agree. And then at 7:10, Robin states twice that she called the cops on a number that was... See, look, there's so many details. Robin states twice that she called the cops on a number that was not hers. Her body language, or that was not 911, I'm sorry. Her body language is defensive and she is operating in fear. You could tell that. Okay, I asked if she has their personal numbers, and she states that she called the non-emergency number, in which this is important. At 7:30, Martin states that the call would have went through the Volusia County Comm Center. Okay, and Robin is looking at Martin and checking while she's talking to me. Okay, and he saves her. Okay, Martin gives me the number as Robin is chuckling with her body language. So she's laughing as he saves her because she couldn't answer the question lawfully, okay, to give me that she was not doing anything unethical. So he gives me the number, and then she's laughing as I'm taking it down. Okay, come on, bro. Okay, Martin gives me a number, and she's excited and laughing too. See, fuck you, Robin. Okay, Robin gestures with face expressions in condescendence about my anxiety too. Okay, screw you, bitch, scumbag. Okay, 8:13. Robin states to Romero that the paperwork is not necessary. Robin states to Romero that trespassing me is not necessary as he emerges from the emergency equipment provided by taxpayers, okay, to Nazi me now. Also stands in judgment of me with his decision to threaten me with violence and kidnapping and incarceration, okay, and torture, because my side does not matter. So he takes their side, and then he threatens, okay, if you come back here, we're going to do this to you, and you know what that entails. Go to frickin' jail. Stop watching your stupid 30 Days In program. You're a bunch of babies. Get away from your Jerry Springer and get the reality of it, okay? It's not cool. It's not American. Okay, so he basically considers me less and condemns me in that fashion because of the way he's placing me in this situation. Okay, also attempts to exacerbate me on my journey. Okay, so they're like, you know, you can't do this. So, you know, I had to go do other things. At 9:21, Martin advises me that I'm not allowed to come back, and that that is just a warning. So after Martin and Robin decide that I can come back and that no paper's necessary and everything's cool, Romero appears, gives me the paperwork. Now Martin changes and says, don't come back here, you know, and here's a warning, you know, and the paperwork is only a warning. Okay, which in the other body cam video, Melody says it is there for life, but it's no big deal, but it is there for life. So a judge could look and see 20 trespasses that are of this nature and say, you know what, let's throw the book at him because he's a repeat trespasser. You know, just the fact that that exists and that perception is there, okay, is the probability and the minority equation that the law and color law and statute people operate on to crack on us. So I can assume that cops are torturous. I can assume that the jail's bad. I can assume that all this is going to happen, that the paperwork can bring me problems later, and you have to answer to that, just like I had to answer to you, and so did everybody else. Now everybody's going to answer to me, you motherfuckers. Okay. Okay, and here's the now. Okay, what's the definition of a warning? Okay, so, okay. Then he says at the end, that's the end of it, all right? Now, that's force and intimidation and aggression right there, as far as I'm concerned. He's ordering me to adjust my mind and believe and conceive a conception through his mentality and eyes that I dismiss my whole self and reality to accept his, based on Robbins and Romero's. No way, dude. You're gonna die. You're gonna accept mine, okay? By the time you pass through this world, you're gonna know that you were wrong. You're gonna feel it too, with the same administration BS that I have too. Okay, so you know, so then at 9:46, Robin states, "Did you get those pictures?" And then the body cam cuts. What's up, son? See, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is a second draft after a pondering. And there's about 10 more pieces of paper. Okay, this is what your taxpayers do inside the courthouses and administrative offices when you don't wear your seatbelt and stuff like that. Okay, and this is what a police report looks like. Half of you Americans don't even know what a fucking police report looks like. And guess what? Here's the CD. Guess what? There's a person writing on there, just like you and me, with a Sharpie. You could go buy a Sharpie and a CD and make a video and write it too. They're not special. You need to get real here. Okay? Independence Day for me was January 8th when Mary Red Robinson grabbed the false charges against me from Mike Satz and those other crackerjacks in stupid Broward County. Okay? Now this is going to have, something's going on here too. Okay, now look at this. Daniel is walking around the complex playing his guitar. Daniel caused 2 disturbance and was no longer wanted on the property. Cool. Okay. That's the trespass thing. Okay, now here's what you don't see. When I put my thing to request for the body cam footage, I wrote it by hand. And they stamped it. And I even put my license on there from North Carolina, just so they have my total information in absolute reality. Okay, because I gave the Florida license, Satan's GPS number, to Romero for ID purposes, you know, and then he took that, because, you know, didn't have the aptitude to understand that I have a North Carolina license, and that would have been difficult for his aptitude to accept, so That's why I gave them to Florida, so they know who I am and they can see the past record, that they can't push me around like that. Okay, you know. So this is what a police report, in a sense, not the actual report, but this is what the 911 record looks like. When you call, it's got stuff like, you know, the name, sex, female. Look, it says sex, F. These people, that is your life, with the possibility of being taken to jail and losing contact with your family, not being able to go to work, not being able to make your payments, your health condition, you know, your spirit. Okay, because people like this are making mistakes all over the board. They're using their emotions and egos, and they're falsifying paperwork, and they're getting together with the people that call 911 that are ignorant and biased and prejudiced. Well, guess what, motherfucker? The king's dream lives for me. And I don't care if you're black or white or whatever, okay? We're all in this together now. And this is for everybody here. This is for American people and people with ideas of American. And if you're foreign, you come over here and you like our ideas and you want your kids to grow up and you don't want to have, you know, the possibility of being cut up and raped and beaten and having your shit stolen and having your environment destroyed so you can have a nice life with the same-minded people, welcome to America. Let's have a good time and live. But let's get this crap saddled and satisfied and out of the way. So these type of people don't exist. Okay. So it's just totally terrible. So they got me as a female, you know, all this kind of stuff here. And here's what it says here. You know, Knox Box location, west side, keys to master and master remote. Classify suspicious person, comment. A category, general questions, okay, vital point questions. Okay, so they're monitoring the whole system. Male standing by the pond directly out in front of LOI. Male S1 is playing the guitar and yelling at passersby about swap stickers. RP is required LE. RP is REQLE. Okay, location, you know, operator names. So, you know, Daytona Ice Arena. Race, white, sex, male, there, but it says female right here. Idiots. Okay, so at 9:58 they got me listed as a female, and at 9:45 they got me listed as a male. These people are fucking stupid. Blue hat, black shirt, dark blue shorts, carrying a guitar. Look at comment CE, FHE, PPR, FPR, KNX. So, does the nature of this call require a priority upgrade? Is the subject still on the scene? Anyway, like, yeah, and the whole timeline and everything. So the whole greatness about this is even this is inconsistent within itself. So the way they get you and I is they keep us in court with all this stuff that we can't understand, we can't see, we can't hear, they can't listen. And so now once we get all the details, like this one body cam video has probably, there's 5, 6 pages, whatever pages, you know. There's like 20 details in this body cam video that could be argued in court on the stand that would take probably 2 days of taxpayer time, right? And there's 3 body cam videos, and there's 3 different people, plus there's actually about 6 people involved in the whole situation. So in court, you know, even simple questions like, okay, Mr. Romero, did you see Daniel do this? Okay, Mr. Martin, did you see Daniel do this? Okay, Mr. Martin, did you come down the scene? Okay, Robin, when did you see Daniel do this? Okay, Mr. Robin, would you said this? What do you mean by that? You know, there's just like a half an hour question. These people would be looking really stupid. And, you know, they would have no defense, and it would get thrown out. But the channel for me to do that is going to take, like I said, all these forms, business cards. I got to go through the other videos. I got to make a map. So, you know, and like technically this could be an exhibit. You know, exhibit and evidence, you know, it's the first one, but it's not 1A, because there's a time, it's good to be consecutive about it. So this way our efficiency will help the courts be better, and we'll get respect, because, and if you don't bring your own TV, the judge might screw you and not let you use the taxpayer provided TV that's in the courtroom too. And if you enter your evidence and they say, oh, you want to enter it all at once, don't say yes, because that's how Maxine Nelson screwed me. She's okay, I'm not going to allow any of it. Because I had the cop on stalking, and I had everything to prove it. Because Leland Squires is a stalker, and he was proven too. He ruined somebody's career. You could look up his name in the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department office. Anyway, you know, like I said, this is not my first rodeo. It takes a lot of time. It's terrible. There's so many other things in life I have to do. But that piece of paper existed for me, and the fact that this has happened so many times, it's just why this is for me. So, like I said, for the rest of my life, Mr. Romero, Mr. Martin, and Robin, you guys have an extremely large amount of negativity. The dude that was the guy that almost hit me in the car, you're a scumbag. You'll probably either kill somebody or kill yourself, or have cost us medical procedures, because you're going to destroy your liver anyway. And the lady in the store that was taking his side, you're just biased and ignorant. You'll die feeding people their addiction, so you can make an hourly wage and feel good about it. As a hypocrite, while people aren't allowed to smoke. Yeah. Anyway, and and as far as Melody, he's aware of this, so he could be a better sergeant. So he could advise his people not to fuck with people like me, because this isn't going away, and I have the power just to go right into that police station without fear, without witness, all by myself, as I have been, because other people are scared and they don't want to put the time, because they love America and they just want to take it for granted without putting in the time. So, and I go into the police station, I write paperwork, I sit with sergeants. Okay, I don't want to do this, dude. This is something like our forefathers had protected us, and our last couple generations, probably 3 or 4 generations, he really let it go to shit. And it all started with the seatbelt and bicycle helmet and motorcycle helmet kind of crap. It's so evident right there that, there's no balance. But yeah, and then the parking lot lady, you're getting it, dude. You're getting it, man. You're going to be hearing from me, and you're going to be addressed at your job, and you're going to be put in your place. The lady that yelled at me in the first place, the one that didn't have signs out. And the DMV, so technically there's money in there. There's the DMV, there's the bank property, which is connected to the primary property, which is connected to the rental company, the all aboard storage, okay, which is connected now to the South Daytona Police Department, which could be the same state. Like the state, technically, I would allow the state to address all agencies at once as a conglomerate, because you are, even though you subcontract everybody, and that's why there's so much paperwork and necessity, and everybody gets away with it, because you subcontract it, but it doesn't mean it's going to go away. So like I said, for the rest of my life, this happened like, what, a month ago almost, right? A month. And I'm like, every single day, dude, you don't understand. And there's so many people like me that would agree with me and feel me. Not the people that may be watching this because they're bored and they have time and they're on the other side and they want to crack down on people like me from being American and living free while you try to take my liberty and infringe on my rights and freedoms and rob me of justice. Basically, I got you, and then as far as civil charges, like basically Robin, because the only ones that took an oath here, technically, are Romero and Martin. So civil charges, federal charges could go there, which could suffer consequences because they're under oath and they're captain. But that's like my family pays, and my friends and my clients and people pay when I have problems, so it just goes down the line. That's why my people try to take care of me, and they're there for me. But when this stuff happens, they can't be there for me. But when your captain and stuff, and your lieutenant and sergeant and commander are there for you as cops, and they're there to help you and facilitate you and give you your permissions. Now they have to do it too. Like internal affairs, all this. I'm writing these complaints. It's gonna happen, but I have to live my life in between. And what makes me tough is the fact that I'm still working. In a lot of ways, hand to mouth. I have a medical issue that I'm dealing with, and I'm doing this by myself. And a lot of people don't agree with me, and they say, oh, just go on with your life. But you know what? Like I said, this has happened since I was 15. This is the umpteenth time. And once again, you gave it to me. You came into my life based on circumstances, and you had a choice to choose. What doing the right thing would be, okay, you know, I offered to leave. You know what the right thing was, is to shut the fuck up and not write that paperwork and let me conduct my business. And I told you, but you didn't believe me, so that's your fear. So now with all that, I lost, you know, and this is the front lines of America. You know, right now I'm sitting in a garage. I have something somewhere, and I can't get to it right now because I'm in the middle of doing something else, and because my other family and people have had problems in their own past. You know, I've been forced to take the grace that I have and liberties of my life and use to try and help other people where the system has failed them in inadequacy, whether it's with rules and regulations or just, you know, blatant, you know, oppression and piracy. So, you know, or natural, you know, consequences in the course of things. So, you know, but in my personal life, I have to take time for this. So technically, like, there's money in there. I don't care what you say. There's money in there. I never go for the money, but at some point in time, the money's going to flow. Because like God is, you do $50 worth of work, and there's a $50 bill somewhere out there for you, whether you get it right on the spot or not. And the thing is when this stuff keeps happening and petitioning for it, here's where we're at. So it's going to come now. And something like this here, basically, I'm sorry, but I didn't deserve that, okay? I didn't deserve that. And you gave it to me inconsistently. You gave it to me with mistakes. You gave it to me with blatant disregard for your own rules and oaths and regulations. So, you know, as a responsible, considerate American, in respect for my forefathers and the people that are fighting on the front lines of America, where I got rejected because I didn't have an actual GED as a white person, and I was sterile, so I didn't get accepted into the military. Okay, this is my responsibility now. Okay, so you guys, I don't know if you're soldiers or not, Martin or Romero, or even Melody, but I didn't go to war. I didn't go into the service. So right now, you're getting my commitment as an American to stand up for our rights on the home front and deal with issues here that the American people need to feel changes with, because you're ruining lives. I am somebody's son, and no matter what, there are sons and daughters out there that are going to be paying the price for stuff like this that I feel that I'm paying that I shouldn't have to. And you know what? I have compassion and empathy for the people. And I'll say it like it is. The king's dream lives for me. And I find that the oppression of the black people and the discrimination towards the Hispanic people and in growing up with all this stuff, okay, and to be prosecuted by white people for who I am, and then half of the fuckers go and sit in the church praying to a dude with long hair, and you won't let me play music and stick up for myself. But you'll go spend money and watch movies, you'll buy gold adorned with a bloody dude or long hair on a cross, put it on your neck, and you crack down at me with playing a guitar and pay cops and other people to do it and write paperwork on it and enter it in your system. You're the fucking devil. But what am I to do? Guess what? We push on through. Like water, my friend. Someday I will have my cup of tea. And unfortunately, it just may be on your backs. Because it's got to flop, and you've been stepping on mine way too long. But for right now, we got the caffeine and the coffee. And it's hammer time for you. Politician used to have a little souvenir promotional thing. It was a pencil, but it was a hammer with 2 erasers. I love that little hammer. And you know why there's 2 erasers on there. And you know why they're on the hammer side, don't you now?